what do you figure that was all about? The hair, and those arms, and look at the Chaos Emeralds.
So, is this what you usually look like?
Yeah, this is the real me. Pretty cool, huh? Huh? Where'd you go?
Oh.
Looks good, don't it? That there chocolate chip cream sundae supreme is the pride of the city. The whole world can come tumbling down, but they'll still line up for a taste.
Hey! What about your memories?
Chocolate chip sundae supreme.
You said it. Enjoy it, kiddo. Satisfaction guaranteed. If you don't love it, you get your money back.
Hey!
Oh, I love it. Wow, this chip whatever stuff is great.
If you say so. How about you give me a hand and help look for somebody who knows you, Chip?
Chip?
Gotta call you something, don't I? What do you think?
Yeah, Chip. Chip. I love it. Yum.
Now what do you say we start asking around and see if anybody here knows you?
Okay.
Welcome to part 2 of the Sonic Unleashed Let's Play. So, now that we are done with the first introduction stage, we are now in the hub world. Well, this is actually the first hub world. This is one of 2 hub worlds that we're going to be seeing throughout the entire game. And all we're really doing in these hub worlds is that we basically walk around, we talk to people, we don't get to do much. But, you know, these are definitely a much more slower pace. It's not like Sonic Adventure where you have all your abilities and you can go full speed, considering the scale of, well, this hub world. But also, like I mentioned, you get to talk to people. Now, sometimes you're encouraged to talk to people around the town, but for the most part, you don't really need. But for the most part, you don't really need to. This is one of few exceptions, basically. So you know, you don't have. The only reason why you want to talk to people is for the sake of side missions. Unlike Sonic 06 or Secret Rings, which I completely skipped, the side missions are completely optional, so I don't have to do them, thank God. And here we are in the second type of hub world. These are known as the Gaia Gates. And unlike the actual hub worlds, we get to go full speed and whatnot. So you know, these are. I find those hub worlds better than the first type of hub worlds, but you know, I just don't. I think the hub worlds are okay. And yes, I am restarting for a very good reason. And because... Alright, this is just going... Before I get into the mechanics of the daytime stages... Alright, what I just picked up there is a sun medal. Throughout the game... Throughout the entire game, you're going to be coming across all these medals that have a sun or moon medal on them. If you want my... Now, I don't really follow my own advice, but I might as well say it anyway. But if you see a sun or moon medal, my advice... Pick those up! For God's sakes, pick those up! Especially the sun medals, because the reason why you need these medals to begin with is because you need them to access more levels. So, well, what I'm saying is, these are pretty much mandatory to collect. But the problem with these sun medals is that, especially in the daytime stages, is you'll most likely just run past them. You won't even know that a sun medal is there, and you'll just end up running past it without even knowing it. And sometimes they hide the medals in really weird spots. One of which we're actually going to be coming up to in this stage right here, actually. And Well, I don't mean right here, but you know what I mean. There's... Yeah. My advice, pick them up, because if you don't, you're gonna regret it. And as far as sun medals go, oh, let's just say 1 down, 119 to go. I'm not kidding, and again, I am not kidding when I say that. So now that I got that out of the way, let's go into the gameplay, at least for the daytime levels. Now, I think I already covered this in covered something like this in Generations, but remember Sonic Rush and how that game played, you know, where the entire game was 2D and you were constantly boosting all over the place? This is pretty much that concept, but introduced into 3D. So just like in Sonic Rush, you can boost whenever you want. You can plow through enemies with these. The trick system though is completely absent, so you can't really get the you can't really fill up the boost meter that quickly. If you want to fill up the boost gauge, you're gonna have to collect rings and such. And now that I said that, a lot of you will be disappointed. Well,
Still no luck finding anyone who knows me.
Don't worry about it. Maybe your memory will come back on its own. Remember anything yet?
Nope.
Oh well.
Sonic? Whoa! Mr. Monster Guy is back!
So when the sun goes down, I turn into this?
Are you okay, Sonic?
I'm fine. I just need to be careful who sees me like this.
Sonic! Sonic, look!
What is it?
Oh, it's hopeless! The whole planet is split apart! We're doomed! Oh.
Mister?
Oh.
Hey, mister! Hey, don't cry. Ice cream. How about some more of this super tasty stuff?
What good is ice cream at a time like this?
Sonic, your arm just stretched.
Weird. But it could be useful.
okay, I'll because of that cutscene, I can't really explain the daytime stages anymore for now, so I might as well just cover what we have now, so I'm not too far behind. So, as you saw in the cuts, so obviously we are now in Sonic's second form. We are now playing as the Werehog. And just to go skim over the basics now, this is basically the gimmick of Sonic Unleashed. You have one gameplay style which plays like Sonic Rush in 3D, and then you have the second part of gameplay, which is the basic idea for the Werehog. It's that it's more combat oriented. And coming from someone that has never played God of War, I'm just gonna say that this is the idea for the Werehog is that it's a much more kid-friendly version of the Werehog. Oh my god, why did I say that? But this is basically more of a kid-friendly version of God of War. There we go. Well, I don't know why I said that. And again, coming from someone that has never played God of War, I at least know that God of War is a beat 'em up system. And I also think this is why Sonic now has stretchy arms. You'll see.
Settle down, guys. Come on. Help!
Now we are in, but at this point we've already seen what the werehog looks like and the whole gimmick. But but let's see how an actual stage plays out. Like I mentioned before, werehog is basically a beat 'em up game, as I keep saying myself. And now I'm just gonna say fair warning, I'm not very good at beat 'em ups, so I do apologize if I spam and the same attacks a lot, but yeah. What I'm trying now. Oh God. What do I want to say about the werehog? All right. As you move along the game, and as you upgrade the werehog, you can unlock more combos. You can unlock more combat combos or combat combinations. And you know, there's a decent, as far as that goes, there is a different variety. But since this is a beat 'em up game, we're not going very fast at all, now are we? What I'm doing here is a combo finisher. What I just did there was a combo finisher. When you get that enemy's health low enough, you'll get an opportunity to do a short quick time event, and you'll get to kill the enemy off really quickly. The thing is about that is the lower the health is, the slower the quick time event it will be. Because as soon as you get the thing to show up and you press the circle button, and on the PS3, the quick time event is going to be really fast, and you're probably not going to have, and you probably won't have enough time to react to it. So you want to get the enemy's health low enough. But anyway, getting back to the subject I was getting at hand a lot earlier. Since this is a beat 'em up, we are not going very fast at all. Well, the fastest we can go is by using the animal dash maneuver. Yes, I'm calling it the animal dash because reasons. But you know, it could be my fault too for exploring all over the place, because again, sun medals and moon medals, gotta collect those. Gotta collect as much as gotta collect as many of those as possible. Otherwise, you won't be able to progress through the stage, or you'll most likely have created a huge hassle for yourself. Oh, and now getting into my real problem with the werehog, or overall just my opinion of it, is that, oh, by the way, this is the unleashed mode. If you get this on the lower left corner, here you see an unleashed meter, or at least a meter that's labeled unleashed. If you fill that up, Sonic will tap into his inner unleashed mode, which makes him faster, stronger, and I think it makes him invincible. I'm not too sure on that. But I think it makes him more impervious to damage, at least. But so far, getting into my overall opinion with the werehog is that I don't think the werehog is bad per se, but at the same time, it just feels so out of place. I'm gonna say right now. Because we have all these different platforming, we have all these different kinds of platforming, the exploration, and beating up enemies. And one problem with the combat sections is that, for one, there's a lot of them, and secondly, the music choice. I mean, as you're hearing the Apato's Night music, it's pretty good stuff. In fact, I'll say that Sonic Unleashed's soundtrack is fantastic. And as far as this battle music goes, it's good. I like it. It's pretty good for a battle theme. Here's the problem though. It's played every time you engage in the combat. I am not kidding when I say that. By the time you get to the final Werehog level, before the true final level at least, you're gonna be so sick of that battle music. It's just because it's played so many times. And to make matters worse, there's a reason why this video is at least 26 minutes long. That is because the majority of this video, and a majority of a lot of videos in this playthrough actually, it's gonna be Werehog. Oh yeah, I am not kidding. And again, I am not kidding. The Werehog stages are much longer than they need to be. And comparing that to the daytime stages, that's saying something. That's saying something a little bit more than what the daytime stages in Unleashed offered in terms of length. And later on, the level length gets really bad. And what I'm doing here is actually an exclusive to the HD version. There's also balancing. Oh yeah. There's all kinds of platforming elements as well. I mean, got typical ledge grabbing, wall sidling, pole swinging and whatnot, or at least jumping in between poles. But I think the worst part, so far they're not too bad, but I think the worst of it is the beam balancing. I'll get into more why it's bad, but beam balancing is basically as simple as it sounds. And later on they would get really awful. Well, especially with the camera. The camera in the Werehog segment so far isn't too bad, especially at least when you get into the combat sections. But as far as platforming goes, especially in the later levels, it gets really awful when it comes to camera. You'll understand why. You'll understand what I'm talking about later on in this playthrough. Sorry about that. And I might as well get. But you know what? I'd rather take this Werehog over the SD version. And I'm still a little unsure on if I should show off the Wii version or not, because I actually do have that version. And I would love to show off the daytime stages in that version as well. Now the only issue is how the Werehog was handled in the Wii version. Because in the Wii version, oh dear God, I did not like how they handled that. I did not like how they handled him there. Because, as you know how I said that these levels can be long in terms of length, right? Well, at the very least, at least one per stage. It's only one Werehog stage, and the other optional Werehog levels are, well, optional. So you don't necessarily have to do them unless if you need to stock up on some more sun or moon medals. In the Wii version, that's not so much the case. While the levels in that version are shorter, there are multiple segments. So while the Werehog isn't that in the Wii version, while the Werehog isn't that bad And in terms of length, it does make up for that in terms of quantity. There is a lot more werehog stages is in the Wii version when you compare this game alone, and especially when you compare it to the daytime stages. Oh yeah, it's pretty bad. Again, I don't think the werehog is awful, and unlike some certain other critics that reviewed this game back when it was first released saying that it was awful, and trust me, I think I might go into a rant later down on the road in the game. And at the very least, it is the reason why I say it's not that terrible is because at the very least, it's more of a competent beat-em-up game. This isn't like Silver the Hedgehog in Sonic 06 where it's slow-paced and whatnot, and it wasn't fully realized to the maximum potential. Granted, I don't know if I should. Granted, I'm not sure about this game being realized to its full potential either, but at least it showed more what it can do. But Sonic as a werehog, I don't know. It's just I'm not really a fan. Like a lot of people, I'm not really a fan of this. I don't want. I'm not really a fan of. I don't really like the werehog all that much, but I don't want to. But I don't hate it either. Because again, it's more of a competent beat 'em up game than anything else. And the only thing that could have been better is that if the levels were a little shorter, and it didn't rely too much on combat, and if some things were fixed, too, like the camera and whatnot. But as you can see, yeah, we're still not done yet, and this is only the first stage, the first werehog stage. Well, on the bright side, at least in the Wii. At least in this version, I'm not being bombarded with tutorials. Because when you start off with the werehog in the Wii version, you are bombarded with tutorials. And it just drags the game down significantly. And it just makes the whole length quantity issue with the werehog thing even worse. It makes you wonder who thought it was a good idea. But anyway, going back to the combat. As far as enemy types, I'm gonna say that there isn't much in enemy variety, but with these Dark Gaia spawns and whatnot, you do come across these bigger enemy types, and with when it does its ground pound, if you do get hit by it, wait for the shockwave. Wait for the shockwave. Wait for the shockwave to end, and because you'll just get hit again, and you'll see. Yeah. Oh god, this has actually been a long time since I commentated. Well, anyway, guys, that is the first werehog level. Oh, and it's only gonna get longer from here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do these stages by myself. And this is the level up system. It's pretty basic. Like, you get to upgrade your combat, which gives you more combat opportunities. Your strength, which obviously upgrades your strength. Your life, which increases your health meter. Because yeah, I forgot to mention the werehog relies on health instead of rings. Well, rings do fill it up. And yeah.
Hey, Tails.
Sonic?
What are you doing out here?
Sonic, is that really you? That's a new look. What happened?
You know me. Never a dull moment.
Want some chocolate?
Thanks. That's some story. I'll bet that means that you turning into that and the planet breaking apart are somehow related.
I need to find Eggman and make him fix this, and fast!
About that, I think I know someone who might know something about what's going on here.
Oh, really?
Professor Pickle over at Spagonia University. I came to this city to gather some data. If we add that to his research findings, we might be able to get to the bottom of all this.
Spagonia? That's a continent over. An easy jog if the planet weren't broken.
No problem. My Tornado 1 will get us there in a flash. Let's get going!
Leave it to you, Tails. Let's get moving.
And that is it for part 2, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize if my commentary was a bit all over the place, at least recently. But I hopefully I'll get better at this. Maybe I'll get back into the swing of things. So the next time we meet in Sonic Unleashed in part 3, we are gonna be seeing another gameplay style. Oh, but yeah, we're gonna be seeing another gameplay style. I'm GameMan5804 and see you all then.